October 23rd was here and then it wasn't. You might say, what happened on October 23rd? UFC121 happened October 3rd some years ago. And that was the fight. I think one of the biggest fights in UFC history. That's Brock Lesnar versus Velasquez. Kane, and listen, you might say, oh, Brock Lesnar, the only fighter to ever throw himself across the octagon. Listen, everyone hates on Lesnar, but that guy is a freak of nature. Having only a wrestling background, he stepped into the ring with some of the best fighters in the world. Not many people can say that they've done that. Keep in mind that Brock Lesnar at that point, which no one knew, had severe, intestinal issues. But people are still saying that it was an impressive fight. I think it was one of the biggest, money fights in UFC history. Brock, I think right now, he's still a man. Competed in MMA with essentially nothing but a D1 wrestling. Trained very short in MMA. Plus came from pro wrestling. Became the UFC champ. I think UFC might be even lucky that he didn't go to UFC straight after college. Imagine what this guy could have done. I think it was an epic fight. I remember before the fight, Brock Lesnar was saying that when he was going to win, he was going to celebrate with some burritos and Coronas. But he lost the fight, so I wonder what type of food and drinks Kane celebrated with. Listen, if Kane comes in at 100% at nowadays, just like his champ days, he can maybe make the argument that he could dethrone Stipe and become champ again. You might be saying, oh, he has no chance. But never say never. I mean, I know a big part of the problem is that he's never 100% anymore. But it's still, he's one of my favorite fighters. Brock, I think, looking at that fight, he could have and should have rescheduled the fight. He almost died in Canada in the hospital, remember, and then fought less than 9 months later. Should have waited. Maybe he still would have lost, but I'm doubtful that he would have lost. The need of the gut showed he wasn't healthy to be in there. That was the turning point in the fight. To me, anyway. You might say that Brock wasn't going to learn, boxing fundamentals, regardless of how long he waited, which was probably his downfall. But still, that was a major surgery that this guy had. But I remember Kane, he was packing a one punch. Could Brock actually take that? I don't know. Not to mention that dude was more his weight than previous fighters who were 40 pounds less than Lesnar. So, they were pretty much of equal weight, I believe, if I remember correctly. So Brock Lesnar usually just towered over these guys. But it just brings back, is the UFC the same as it was back then? I don't know. It's not, but just, reminiscing, reminiscing about that fight.